I thought that was dope. All right. Without further ado, by the way, I can't wait to get John's content when he goes over to NovaCare Center. Be on the lookout for that next week. That's going to be enormous. Without further ado, my guy from Birds 365, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What up, Big Sills?
How you doing, bro?
Are you ready to go back to the school of Big Z today?
What school would that be?
Are
What school would that be? The school of terrible takes?
you still
shit-
still butthurt about yesterday?
What butthurt?
I got one thing I got to say at the start of the segment today. I'd like to make a formal apology.
No.
I'd like to make a formal public apology to the one and the only, the great Aunt Betty. All right. I was a little hot yesterday at you talking about our quarterback with shitty Brock Purdy. And I had to use Aunt Betty.
Hey,
and
Betty,
I would like to apologize to her for
Betty, I'm going to hear shit for this now. Hey, thank you, Big Z. Hang on.
No, I knew in the moment that it probably wasn't the greatest thing to do, but I was looking for your clone. You're looking for something, and I had it, and I pad you against the wall, and I used
How could you do that when I have facts?
Facts.
Yeah. I asked you flat out if Brock Purdy and Jimmy Garoppolo were good. You went below average. And I said to you, a below average guy then helped the team get to the Super Bowl. And you automatically went, you're taking a fucking shot at Hurts now. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
That's because you were, man. That's because you were. I love how you're still sticking to the story of, my topic to my Eagles audience had nothing to do with the Eagles quarterback. I mean, you sound like the dude in the chat who's more Sileo-wise than anybody. This guy's so Sileo-wise he can't tell his ass from his toes. I mean, come on, Sean.
That's not true. The point is, you don't have to be elite to help a team get to a Super Bowl. That's the point. That's the only point. You don't have to be. Here, Xander, would you rather have a roster or a top 5 quarterback in the league? A top 5 roster or a top 5 quarterback? What would you rather have?
Top 5 roster.
Right. And you can get, by the way, I am not implying in any way he's an average kid. He's not. Not saying that. I'm saying you don't have to have Joe Burrow to get to the Super Bowl.
And here it is. When you get the rare combination of both,
he's not.
That is when you talk about golden eras. That is when you talk about dynasties. That is when you talk about 2 Super Bowls in 3 years with a chance to go back to another one.
That is so not true.
Dude, you yourself have him like number 7.
I love how the national guys.
You yourself have him number 7.
I love how the national guys are totally now catching up with Big Sills. And the only people that think like you are in Philly. Listen, again, they were number in the top 5 in every offensive category: blocking, pass protection, run blocking, everything. And the quarterback was 21st in passing. Secondly, that's on him. Secondly, it wasn't just something involved. They took the ball out of his hands. And like I agree with Colin, when a company comes to an employee and says, we're going to do something different to win, they went and they did it. And they ran themselves to the Super Bowl. Wait a minute. Your narrative is that that's not what they did. Well, that's exactly what they did.
Football's a team game. That's not, you can't comp the workforce, the average 9 to 5 workforce.
The roster is the workforce. That is the workforce, is your roster.
But it's a team game. So,
you guys in Philly refuse to do this. No doubt about it. You're dead on. All the things that you guys talk about Hurts having a great team is totally true. Shitting on him for having a great O-line, shitting on him for having a great wide receiver group, all that. There's no doubt. But then when you turn around and you look at the other guys, hey, there's no excuse for this fucking guy. There's no excuse for this guy. There's no excuse for that guy. Well, there is. They're not on good teams. They're just not on good football teams.
And there's no excuse for Hurts, but he doesn't need one because he keeps
Nobody's giving him one. Dude, that list is so awesome for me because it really is irrelevant.
That was one of
Colin list.
One of Colin Coward's worst takes.
Of course it is. For people in Philly, it is. But for people with common sense, they go, wait a minute. And by the way, does it matter? No. Jalen Hurts.
HDS.
Get this.
HDS.
Hey, once again, guys. And once again, 99, the league and everybody agree with Big Sills. You guys really have an absolute different opinion of him. And I don't have a bad opinion of him. I really don't. Congratulations to you. I really do not. I do have a question, though. Of the top 4 teams that you're going to play in the first 4 weeks of the season, who do you think is going to give the Philadelphia Eagles, in your opinion, the tougher game? Do you believe it'll be Cowboys, Kansas City, the Rams, or the Bucs?
It's a good question. It's possible it's the Bucs. It's also possible it's the Rams. It could be any of them. Let's be real. I mean, the Eagles play the Cowboys normally always pretty close. You know, an opening. I think there's one thing here that actually plays in the Cowboys' favor in that opening game, and it's that they get us early, right? Like whenever you're a shitty team, you always want to play. You never want to play the shitty teams early in the season. That's when everybody has confidence. That's when everybody, there's not a lot of film out there. So I think the advantage for the Cowboys in that game is simply that they get to see us the first game of the season, right? With all of the hype and the hoopla around that game. Now, I don't think they're going to play as the closest of the first 4. You can go to the Chiefs. You could say they got blood on their mind because they got destroyed on the world stage. Really,
and it's at home,
right? And it's in Arrowhead. So potentially that could be a pretty good one. The Rams, I don't know. I know that they played as close in the playoffs. I know they have a pretty nasty defensive line, but I think the Bucs would be a tougher game than that Rams team in those first 4 weeks.
Add something else to it. Add something else to that Bucs game. What is it? It's September in Florida.
September in Florida. It's a weather game. It's the opposite side of the weather game. Yeah. Now the other thing, we do have some Southern dudes on our team. Hurts is from Houston. Devontae Smith's a Louisiana guy. I mean, a lot of those guys are used to playing in the heat, but that Florida heat in September is a different beast for anybody that's never been there.
Down there, man. You know what it's like down there.
It's I can't. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
All right.
So I think probably the Bucs. Then I'd probably go Rams because that D line is really good. And then I'd probably go Chiefs and then Cowboys.
I can't believe how tough this start is because, like you said, you got a division game right out of the gate, and it's the Cowboys who are going to want to know where they are in the room. I think the Cowboys would be better in the second game than in this first game because they got to find out who they are, and I don't even think they know who they are. The Chiefs, they just signed Trey Smith yesterday to that contract extension, so they at least keep him in the room. They lose Tooney to Chicago.
Yep.
I mean, that's a big loss to them.
And he wasn't fantastic last year. Now he moved around a little bit last year. I think he had an injury too, but we'll see.
He was out of position. Yeah, he was out of position in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, right. We'll see what ends up happening.
Right. They had Pooney in that defensive line. They added that kid, that run stopper, because of you guys.
The Rams, you're talking.
The Rams. They added that kid.
Ford.
Yeah, they added. I actually like him a lot.
I like him too. He's a good run stopper.
Yeah,
he's a one-trick guy, but he's good at it.
Yep. He's not a very good pass rusher. Okay, what's the toughest game of the year on your schedule?
Ooh, toughest game of the year is a good question. probably make an argument for the Lions based on the rosters.
Week 11.
Week 11, right? So it's kind of in the crux point of the season. I would say the Bills, but the Bills are at the end of the year and week 17, I think. And I think the Bills are going to have won the AFC East by that point. So hey, maybe they're fighting for the first seed in the AFC. Maybe it's a bloodbath, maybe, but I think there's a small chance that game is not as valuable for Buffalo as we're thinking right now. You could probably make an argument one of those Commanders games could be for the NFC East, and one of those late Commanders games could be one of the best games on the schedule. And then probably the Bucs or the Rams. I don't love the middle games. I think from week. Look, let me pull up the schedule just so I know exactly what it is. But from week 5, you have like the Broncos, the Giants, the Vikings, the Giants, and then you have the bye week. Then you have the Packers. I think those games. None of those games are doing it for me. The Packers is not the toughest game on the schedule. I'm sorry, I'm not buying the Jordan Love hype yet. Chargers is interesting. I think that's maybe a Monday night game. I think in LA.
It's a Monday night game. That's right. Monday night game in Los Angeles at SoFi.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the Lions. Now that I'm looking at the schedule. Lions or Commanders, I think, is the most realistic, toughest game on the schedule, in my opinion. And then probably the Bucs would be at 3, just because of the way the Bucs have played us.
Here's why I think 16, 17, and 18 are going to be important football games this year. Because I think home field advantage is going to be in play. I don't think that the Eagles are going to be able to take a week off, because I think there's going to be teams in other divisions like NFC West. Bro, I know people, and I know you don't believe this, but I do. I think the 49ers are going to have a huge bounce back year because they're playing shitty teams. Yeah. They're not playing a great schedule, dude. They're playing the third worst schedule.
I don't know. Here's my problem with them. What do you think of them now post Deebo Samuel? I'm not the biggest Deebo guy in the world, but your wide receiver 1 is Brandon Ayuk. Dude, I like Brandon Ayuk, but I don't even think he's better than Devontae Smith. I don't even think he's close to Devontae Smith. But I think
George Kittle's great.
George Kittle's great. Is he kind of getting older now? He's a guy that's kind of dealt with some injuries as well.
He just signed the rich contract.
McCaffrey, in my eyes, is a huge wild card this year. Could he be great? Absolutely. We all know how great of a talent he is. Could he stink? I think it's possible. The guy had every bone below his hips last year was no good.
I like that Pearsall kid.
Yeah, Pearsall's okay. They got Juwan Jennings. I see you talking about him. Easy 06. I like him, but I don't know. Juwan Jennings would be what, wide receiver 3 or 4 on our team?
Three.
So, yeah, I'm not quite ready to go there yet, but I don't think they're a bad team. All
right, how about this?
Clary Boy's right too. Remember, Ayuk tore his ACL.
Yeah,
he missed almost the whole year last year. He got hurt in training camp. And remember, after the big contract.
And that's a great takedown there from Great Tech guy. They did lose Afanga and Greenlaw.
Yep.
So those are 2 good football players on defense too that they're going to have to replace.
I actually think Great Tech is one of our resident 49er fans. I think I think that all these user names confuse me now, because I think that's Hogan, but his name is now Great Tech or whatever it is. So
I have no idea what StreamYard's doing it because I can't even
get
my
mic. StreamYard, it's YouTube actually.
Oh, that's YouTube now? Jesus
yeah, they keep switching back and forth. There's only a couple people that have the same username as they did screen name. So still I can see you, so.
Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. We'll read your supers here in a minute. Don't forget Battle Royale at 4:30. Do the Eagles sweep the NFC East?
Yeah. Nah, you got 6 NFC East games. I think they're going to lose one of them. I do think they're going to go 5-1. Either a loss to the Cowboys in one there or a loss to the Commanders, I think is realistic. I think you beat the Giants both times. I don't think they're ready to compete. I think you sweep one or the other of the Commanders and the Cowboys. People will probably say we're going to sweep the Cowboys, and I get it, but just going off of history, we don't sweep them that much. So, you're going to have some losses. I don't think we're going to go 16-1. So I'm factoring in a few losses. I just think we're going to be a better team, especially when it comes to the playoffs. So I think 5-1 in the NFC East, I'd be super happy with. And even if we were 4-2, I could live with that.
Do you think that you will, again, now in what you just answered, but I'm gonna piggyback off that. Do you think you split with the Commanders?
I'm going to go unconventional here and say, because of what I've said all season, and I'm going to stick to my guns on it, I'm going to say that we split with Dallas and we sweep the Commanders.
Sweep the Commanders.
Well, because remember, I've been saying all offseason, I think Dallas. I'm going to be consistent with that. I think Dallas has a sneaky chance to get closer to the Commanders. I thought the Commanders won 12 games last year. They had a lot of close games. They had the game where they won at the buzzer. I think they had the most wins in the NFL last year in one-score games, and they had the ball bounce play a lot.
AC.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really sold that they're a 12-win team yet. Now, did they win 12 last year? Yes, but I got to see a little more there, man. I mean, seriously, when's the last time the Commanders have been good? 2005? I don't know. I got to see it a little longer on them. I'm having a hard time buying into them like the rest of the NFL is.
All right. Who do you think is going to be the most improved team in the NFC East? The Giants or the Cowboys? That Giants got a pretty stiff. They got a pretty tough D-line, bro.
Yeah, they have probably the best D-line in the NFC East.
They may have the best D-line in the NFC.
They might have do they have the best D-line in football?
Now again, let's put an asterisk here.
I think the Bills have a pretty good D-line.
Okay.
The Giants have I think Giants might have the best D-line in football. They got Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns. They just drafted Abdul Carter. Who's the other dude on the interior that I'm missing? Not Dexter. The other guy that plays next to Dexter is pretty good too.
Brian Burns.
Well, no, I said him, but they got
Burns. They have Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau. Now they've added Abdul Carter.
Yeah,
is there another guy in there?
No, well, Dexter. I mean, Dexter's obviously really nasty, so I could see that. I could see them having maybe the best D-line in football. So you could argue. And by the way, I was out on this player before the draft. I don't hate Jackson Dart.
No, you turned me on. I looked him up more, and I
watched a little bit of his game, and I thought Lane Kiffin used him really well. And if you put him in the right environment, and I kind of think Dable is cut a little bit from that Kiffin cloth. Not exactly the same, but he's got that good offensive mind to kind of use that quarterback. So I'm not going to say – I don't know if the Giants are going to suck. I'll go Cowboys, though, because they won 7 games last year. Can they win 10? I think they can win 10 or 11.
Is this fair, Zander? Do you think the reason that the Giants got Jackson Dart is because it kind of reminds Brian Dable a little bit of the skill set of Josh Allen? He can run the ball. He has a big arm. He's a big kid. They kind of see the same kind of guy, skill set wise. Not saying he's going to be anything near that kid. I'm talking like you kind of look at him and you go, coach this.
Well, you're right. Where you're right is this: he's got a big arm, and he can make plays outside the pocket. Now, I don't think he's going to have the running ability that Allen does down the field. I mean, Allen. Let's be real. Allen's a little bit of a freak of nature. You don't really see 6'5" guys run and take on. And run, he's a freight train. That's a great word for it. I mean, he takes on contact. People bounce off him. I don't think you're going to see that with Jackson Dart. But I do think playmaking outside the pocket with a big arm probably gives them a little bit more creativity. But I will say this. You heard who Jackson Dart models his game after.
Oh, well, please, God, no.
The greatness of Jalen Hurts. Come on, Sales.
God, please. Oh my God! All right, did he really say that?
Yeah.
Who's the best team in the AFC in your opinion? Or who has the best roster heading into September?
I think it's Ravens by a decent margin. I mean, honestly, I think the Bills improved. They added Joey Bosa. They've done a couple of other things. I'd have to go back and read exactly what they've all done, but I think the Bills have a solid roster. I still don't love their skill position guys. I think the Ravens have the most complete roster in the AFC by far. The Chiefs still do have the great equalizer in Patrick Mahomes. Now, I know you're projecting a regression. Johnny Mack sees a regression. I think we all feel a little bit of a regression coming with the Chiefs, but they get the great equalizer in Patrick Mahomes. So let's see what happens with that team. I'm not quite ready to count them out just yet. Bengals, nowhere close. Good offense. Not a good offensive line, though. Who else? Who else sticks out on that AFC side?
I think the Chargers do.
Chargers aren't bad. The Broncos aren't bad. I think
Broncos
the
do with their defense.
I'm not the biggest Peyton guy, and I'm not the biggest Bo Nix guy, but I'm a fan of the combo, if that makes sense. Like individually, I don't love Peyton that much, and I don't love Bo that much, but I think they're a pretty good match, actually. And then you look at the talent they've added on the defensive side of the ball in Denver. I think they're decent. Texans aren't bad, Leon. They have a great secondary, a good defense overall. D'Amico Ryans has done great things, and CJ Stroud obviously has tons of weapons. Now, my question on the Texans is, what's the offensive line? The offensive line struggled mightily last year, and they get rid of Laramie Tunsil. Now, did they replace him? I don't know. So that's my question with the Texans is the offensive line. But there's some good sleepers over there. There's some good sleepers over there in the AFC.
Okay, let me ask you this. When will you know if your defense is headed in the right direction? By week what? What will you know? What did Vic say a year ago? He knew by the midway point of the season that they were pretty good, okay? When will you know? Same time? Same thing?
I mean,
or will you know early? Because I don't know if there's any more question marks than there were a year ago. Because let's do this. Last year, was there question marks on Milton Williams starting? Yes. I don't care what anybody says. Were there questions at the line? Dude, the biggest question mark, if you go back and look at your notes, Zander, the biggest question mark was what? The linebacker. The linebacker play of last year. No, it was the linebacker play heading into the season.
You don't want me to pull out the book of...
Please, listen, what was
the book of Revelations, do you?
Did you write down what your biggest concern was going into the...
Well, no, I think you're right. I mean, remember, the linebacker room, as you pointed out, was widely regarded as the worst in the NFL. The defensive line had questions post Fletcher Cox.
And post meltdown, post meltdown from 23.
Yeah, I feel like we felt better about our safeties. We had Reed and CJ coming in last year. Corners, we felt still questions. I mean, last year, I mean, I think
we didn't know what Q was.
We had no clue. Had no clue what Cooper was. And remember, the year before that, we had the travesty that was the slot cornerback position with Avonte Maddox and every other name that came through there that year where they couldn't stop a nosebleed. So Cooper DeJean really changed that. But no, I think the questions are about the same.
What, in your opinion, will you see Cooper DeJean playing the most reps at and snaps? Corner, safety, or nickel?
I think.
Remember, I think he's going to be put into the position of the weakest link. And I think Vic is going to use him like the Swiss Army knife. Zander, if he thinks that safety position, I think if she's listen here, Elizabeth, relax.
No. Aunt Betty is shielded from all and any strays. Okay, for the remainder of 2025.
I'm gonna hear this.
I went out of bounds, and I will no longer go out of bounds.
Hey, listen, my God Almighty, man, my aunt's. You want to hear an Aunt Betty story? I got you're gonna laugh your ass off. You ready for this? Okay. So, you got to remember something.
Yeah, make sure you say this right, all right? I just said no strays on Aunt Betty.
Okay, no, wait a minute here. So check this out. So my coach, Mickey Leone, and Gary Cobb knows him. This guy was a rough-ass guy, man. One of the legendary coaches in New England. Just a legendary coach. Bobby Valentine, all those guys he recruited and coached and this and that. This guy grabs me outside the locker room like this. Listen here, boy. You're a man in a boy's. No, you're a boy in a man's body. Putting me around, grabbing me. My aunt's at the top of the Catholic High next to the convent where the nuns are, and she's in yellow high heel shoes. She's sprinting down this thing like she's Carl Lewis. you ever in a million years ever put your fucking hands? You ever like? I'm going like, and I can hear my coach in my ear going, "Holy Jesus Christ!" She came and my God, my head smoking hot, running down the hill like this, and high heels, just running. Blonde hair going everywhere. You ever touch him again? You will think Jesus himself came. I was all kinds of crazy, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy cow, man. My entire life, bro. All right. Couple last ones here before I get you out of here. And
it's good to have people like that in your corner, my friend.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Push me against the brick wall. Sorry, I forgot that one. The coach loved me, too. The coach loved me. All right. Anyway, so here, Zander, finally here. You believe 350 and more carries for your boy Barkley this year. Because I'm going to make him
350 or more?
Or more.
What do you have last year?
467 counting the playoffs.
That's counting playoffs and catches, though, right?
At 345, I believe.
I think he's coming in 310. 300 to 320. I do think he breaks 300. In the regular season, I'm not counting playoffs right now. I'm counting just regular season. The playoffs are not guaranteed, my friend.
Oh, my God. This is going to be a fun year with Jalen Purdy. I can't wait.
Oh, my God. That's it. He's out of here. I might free Aunt Betty from my hate, but I will kick Sileo off the show for now. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You did not just say that.
I can't wait. Holy cow, man.
You gotta be kidding me, man. You have literally got to be kidding me.
What did you make of all this talk the last 48 hours?
It's hilarious. Jalen Hurts broke the NFL.
He broke the NFL.
He broke Big Sills and he broke the NFL.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He broke you.
How'd he break me when everything they said about him is true? It's true.
Big Sills. Aunt Betty, I need you to get the wooden.
Hey, by the way,
guy back together.
What's funny? You know what Big Sills has to deal with? Is the arrogant ego Eagle guy because he has the trophy and he could say anything he wants until September 4th. And so they think they win every single argument, they think, because they won the Super Bowl. Don't worry. Mail is due. And also rent is due September 4th. We're going to find out about who going to be right, who going to be wrong. And if the caboose returns or if the train returns and the engine returns, we will, hey, get this. Let's say this, 2021, Hertz was what? Hertz was the engine. 2022, he was the engine. 23, he was the engine. 24, he was the caboose. How you doing?
No, he wasn't.
Yes, sir, baby.
That's just simply not true.
It's not, huh?
That's not true.
Colin's right. Your boss. How about when your boss goes to you and goes, "Hey, guess what, Dan? I think I'm going to have to take an hour."
Notice how Sileo picks whoever says an opinion similar to his on any given week. Some days it's Johnny Mack he uses. Some days it's Colin Cowherd. He never uses the people who say all the other things that are for Jalen Hurts. He only uses the guys who agree with him.
Oh, and by the way, I think Nick Sirianni validated a lot of the criticism.
How so?
When somebody says something shitty about somebody, all you do is this. Hey, it's bullshit. Next question. You don't give me a word salad fucking 70 answer. What do you do? Here's how you end the conversation. Fuck that. I don't care what they're saying. Next. Even you know that. He go, hey, the bada.
No, I mean, listen, I don't think that's entirely true. I mean, I think there are instances where certain things require a little bit more of an explanation depending on the setting that you're in. I mean, I come up on this show every day. I could answer every single one of your questions with bullshit, next question, but I don't. Does that mean I'm wrong? No, because I'm right 98.4% of the time I've been on this show. So, my track record speaks for itself.
He will be so disappointed this year.
I tell you what, Sills, you better hope I have a bad season of predictions, because my first year on the air was an iconic season of prediction. It was iconic.
I don't hope you have a bad year. What kind of fun would that be, covering a 4-win team?
We should be right for once. Oh my goodness. I forget the last time you were right.
You know what,
folks? Years ago.
You know what, folks? What this guy forgets once? I've been doing this 40 years.
You don't have to be right to do it for 40 years. Okay. It's
well,
like someone said yesterday. Wait a second. Are you on the air 40 years because you've been right, or because you're an entertaining heel? I don't know. You tell me what you think. Is it because you're right?
Into my shitty mic, I will not answer that. I will take the fifth. I will not. I will be a Joe Biden lawyer. Sorry, Betty. I'll be a Joe Biden lawyer and not answer. I'll plead the fifth.
Wait. Look at Chris. Chris, thank you. He says a caboose doesn't account for 35 touchdowns.
Colin Coward. Well, all those were. Hey, how about them trying to take the tush push away? I'm like, how could you take the tush push away? It's part of their fucking offensive game plan. I'm not taking that away from the guy. It was a stupid comment.
I could see you secretly siding with the Packers on
no way on that. No way.
Yeah, and I would understand at this point. You got to do anything to try and get something right, man.
Bro,
if you wanted to ban the push, I wouldn't be mad at you.
To do anything. All I have to do is look at what he did a year ago.
Ooh,
You're right.
Look,
you just got what?
Nothing. My marketing brain is going.
I hope it's a good thing.
No, it's actually not. It was something pretty stupid, to be honest with you. Not even worth saying.
All right, do me a favor. Let's do the super chats here, guys. Do me a favor, please. Hit the like button.
I want to thank Riot615 for becoming a member today. Thank you, man. Riot, I appreciate that, brother.
You're gonna have a fun time. You're gonna have a fun time.
He's been here a while. That's a member. That's a paid member, Sills. For you, because Sills, for those who watch JAKIB religiously, I am on with two people who are very technically challenged, who don't understand the medium that they're on, and they don't even know what that means. He thinks that means you're a subscriber. No, that actually means he's a paid member. He willingly is paying us a monthly thing to be a part of our thing, to use the emojis in the chat, and to get the member benefits that come with being here. It's really support for the channel. So thank you, Riot. I appreciate it. And for all the people, we had a lot of members last year. We've lost a couple in the offseason, but we still have a strong base. And I'm going to have tons of giveaways this year, Sills. You remember how much stuff we gave away last year.
Oh, my God. You were legendary.
Man. We're giving away a ton of stuff to the members on the channel this year. So get your memberships back in. Training camp's around the corner, and we're going to have a ton of stuff to give away this season. So a big thanks to you, Riot, for becoming a member. Let's see what Big Sills is doing back there.
All right. This is what hey, you know what I should do? I got about 3,000 of these.
You got wheels on that chair?
Hell yeah, man. Hold on here. I should sign these and give them away.
That's sick. How many of those you got?
Got about 1,000 of them.
Wait, so you want to hear some? I had this dude reach out to me once last year. I never followed through with it, but he said he could print me any Miami Hurricane jersey I wanted. I'm thinking about getting 20 Sileo jerseys printed.
Look at this. Actually, what you should do is do the Buck jerseys, because you know why? It's the 50th anniversary. Hold on. Wait. It's that throwback, though.
Yeah, it's cool, but you think Eagles fans want a Buck jersey?
I'm a Buck. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, you're also a Hurricane.
I am a Hurricane.
Yeah, so I think the Eagles fans would appreciate that more than a Buck jersey.
Yeah, I think so too, because Jerome was an Eagle. Jerome was a Cane. Yeah, all right.
I mean, good.
I started signing some of these for people, and I started giving. That's me against the Lions on Monday night. That's a Monday night football game.
I love it.
I can't believe we were even on Monday night. The Bucks sucked back then. We were terrible. They Thank you, Riot. I appreciate you,
Look
Junior.
at this. Dio gifting 5 memberships out. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Dio, you're the man, brother. You know, I appreciate you, brother. Yo, look at Prince.
Prince, I will keep paying.
Prince says, I keep paying even in jail, Xander.
yeah, that's right, man. He's a January.
I gave Prince a little pep talk this year, Sills. I said, hey, this season we got to do one thing, Prince. We got to stay home this year, all right? No month breaks from Jacob. So he understood what I was saying. Let's get to some supers here. Peter Riley says, Big Sills, heart, Jerome Brown, number 99. I love it.
Xander gave me that.
Brown jersey. Yeah, there it is.
There it is right there.
I hate that you can't see it on our segment, but we can see that ugly-ass Cowboys helmet.
You told me to fucking move the thing away from the jersey, so I did.
Put it on the outside of the Tropic Thunder. I've been telling you that, or whatever that Tropic thing is.
Yeah, right. Oh, my God, that's fucking hilarious.
Ryan checks in. Yo, thanks for becoming a member. Here he is with another super chat. He says, yo, Big Z, is it true that you trained under Cowboy Bob Orton? If so, how would you compare wrestling to football in terms of physicality? Well, no, I think that's for Big Sills, not for Big Z.
How about this, man? Hardest thing I ever did was train for professional wrestling. But I think it had a lot to do with me because I went to 10 training camps, 10 NFL training camps. And it finished me off. And Cowboy Bob Orton did train me. He signed me. I was a WCW guy. And it was some of the hardest training I've ever done. I wrestled in Japan for New Japan for Antonio Inoki. And I wrestled in Europe for Otto Watts at CWA. And I wrestled at WCW in Atlanta. So I was in the Tokyo Dome, dude. In front of 65,000 fans.
That's pretty
sitting
sick.
there going like this. In front of 65,000 fans going, Big Sales, how you doing?
Oh, God. It looks like it's hard. It does look like it's hard on the body, no doubt.
Oh, it is. It is.
Mr. CTE. Is that what your name is? Mr. MRCTE, right? Mr. CTE. That's pretty funny.
Is that Mark Holmes?
That's a Mark Holmes picture. Obviously, this is not Mark Holmes, but that is a Mark Holmes picture. He says, my 7-month-old son, Braxton, predicts 3950 for Hurts, 25 pass touchdowns, 25 rushing, 1750 for Saquon, and back-to-back NFC East titles for the Birds. Braxton, you're hired. Let's get Braxton in the workforce early. All right, he can talk Eagles on this channel.
Hey, of course. That's how Eagle fans see the season.
Peter, right? Look at this. Tango Zander is a champion. You know it, Peter. Woo!
Hey,
thank you, Peter.
Of course you see that.
Mr. CT again says, QB rankings are for fans of teams who don't win shit. I don't care if Jalen is ranked 32nd. We got a ring. That's all that matters. Wait, Mr.
Woo!
CT.
That's right. Who cares he's a caboose,
Listen
Mr.
to this. He's got a loaded up bank account, a ring on his finger.
Look
all right. And he's hanging out with Jordan in Greece. I think he's all right.
Look at that. Who cares he's a caboose, Mr. CTE? You're dead on. I completely agree with you. What's the point? Who cares?
All right, here's Kyle. You know, what's a show nowadays without a Kyle?
How you doing? There's my boy.
Kyle, what's up, my brother? He says, let's not forget why Dable picked Dark. Guess who else coached Jalen Hurts when he was at Bama? Yes, sir. Dable was his first offensive coordinator. Boom. Before Lane Kiffin, and then it was Steve Sarkisian. Yes, sir. Actually, it was Lane first, and then it was Dable, and then it was Kiffin. I forget. It might have been Kiffin, Dable, Sarkisian. And then he went to Oklahoma.
Dable was at Alabama?
Yeah. Yep. Offensive coordinator.
What'd you make of the Gardner Johnson comments?
Honestly, I kind of liked him. I'm not going to lie to you. Well, look, here's what I like. This is what I like.
You guys are afraid of a competitor.
Well, listen, I listened to a lot of the interview, and I'm a fan of complex people. Like, I don't think every person needs to fall in line or be a certain way. And I think Gardner Johnson is obviously comes with his faults, as we all do. All right. I'm not going to sit up here and preach to a choir that I'm some perfect dude I mean, look, the guy's a little bit of a loose cannon. That's part of what makes him a good football player. I thought he explained himself. I thought he had a chance to speak his mind a little bit. I like the forum. I thought Ryan Clark gave him some really good questions, and I thought he explained himself well. Look, does it mean I love him? Does it mean I think every comment he makes is right? No, it doesn't. But I understand him. I think more than people know. I mean, I do. I understand him. He's a complex dude. He is a competitor. He is not cut from the cloth that most are cut from, and I can respect that. I was always the dude in grade school who was like the outsider. I was always the dude in high school, who wasn't like everybody else. I was the guy in the principal's office. So I can understand it. You can't let it be a detriment, and I think that he showed that he understands that. But I thought they were good comments.
How about this, though? Well, all of that is true about a player. You don't want to coach that shit out of somebody. But how about the fact that the Eagles just thought he was an asshole, and that's why they moved on from him?
Well, he was. But here's the other reality of it. The Eagles they have assembled a really good roster, and they do a lot of things great in that front office. But they also like a certain type of player, Sills. They are not huge fans of the big, bold players. Like I said earlier, get in line. Like that's kind of their mentality. And whatever, it's worked. They're entitled to run their organization however they want to run their organization. But Gardner Johnson doesn't fall in that, and the Eagles didn't use him. I think he's at the perfect spot now with D'Amico Ryans. But I got love for him. He won a ring here in Philly. He was a big part of us winning a ring, and I'm not going to kick the dude, on his way out the door. I got respect for him. I appreciate what he did for Philly, and I'm not really mad that they moved on from him, honestly. But I think he did explain himself kind of well. I liked it.
I forgot to ask you this question. And this is, hey, I want you to listen to it. Okay? Don't fucking overreact. Listen to it.
Oh, gosh.
You think Zach Bond's going to become a great linebacker in the NFL?
Yes.
Okay. You understand the question? The question is, because you had a great year, does it make you a great linebacker?
Agreed. I agree 100%.
Do you think he's going to be in the same room and conversation? By the way, he's ranked third heading into this year, right behind Smith and Fred Warner. Okay. Do you think he's going to be that guy, those guys?
I think that's a big ask, but I think he does have the inherent talent with the right coordinator and the right scheme to put him in the best positions to succeed. So yes, I do.
We've seen, do you agree Joshua Uche was a one-year wonder? So was Bryce Huff.
Yeah. To some extent, yes.
Okay. We've seen that happen, right? And by the way, I don't believe it either. I don't.
The difference in the comps, though, is that Bond played a much more versatile role last year. He was not a one-trick pony at any part of the season. So I think he's got a different skill set, and he meets the needs for athletically to play the position at a high level. I think he's only going to get better, actually, now because it was his first year. So I think he's got a better understanding of the position now, and he's got Vic obviously in his corner, and I think he's going to be good. I do. I honestly feel that, because I understand the question, but I feel like he's going to be good.
How do you know it's not Bradbury?
Well, Bradbury was older. Bradbury was a great player in his prime. He was good in New York. He was good in Philly. He was an all-pro here in Philly. I mean, I think he's another guy that I don't agree with most fans. I don't have a sour taste in my mouth about Bradbury.
I didn't think he was bad. I didn't. I thought he was okay.
There's actually nothing in me that makes me dislike Bradbury. Nothing. I mean, was it unfortunate that the play we lost the Super Bowl on was on a holding call on Bradbury? Absolutely it was. Do I think it was a shitty call? I do. Do I criticize the player for it? Obviously, you don't want it to happen that way, but it's kind of football. I don't think he egregiously held him. I thought it was a ticky-tack call. It didn't go his way, and the ultimate result was that we lost. But I respect how he handled it. I respect what he did for the team last year. Kind of didn't make a mess, didn't make a noise, kind of just accepted it and moved on.
But this is a dumb comment. You're not better than Fred Warner. He had one great
he said
year.
Fred Warner is still better than Bond. He's agreeing.
Okay. I thought there was somebody up here that he had a really.
I got to get a couple more supers. I got some things. I got some things to accomplish. My beautiful girl is waiting for me.
Hit it.
2024, 49ers had a significant rest disadvantage in their schedule with a negative rest differential of minus 22 days. 2025 is +9 and an easy schedule.
This is way over my head.
Shit. Yo, Hogan, I love you. That is the shittiest take I have maybe ever read on the sports
way
show.
over my head. I fucking have no idea what he's talking about.
Lamar checks in. For both, what's your favorite Cowboys-Eagles moment? I'll say the game-sealing interception in 2014 to seal the NFC East at the Cowboys Stadium. That's a pretty good one.
I think
That's
you guys throwing snowballs at Michael Irvin and batteries at Michael Irvin.
That's an old school one. I'd have to think about that.
Or the body bag game.
What's the one where we beat the piss out of them? And more recently, I think we had 44 points or something in that game. I'd have to look. Lamar, I'll get back to you on that.
Lamar, the body bag game for me was
Fried Couch Boys cry on the road to therapy. All right.
Boy, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, that one. That's the one I was talking about, Leon. That's the one I was talking about.
Here, look at this right here. What happened the last time the Eagles played Dak? Who won?
Oh, my God.
God. Hey, dude. Look at what you can't – Texas guy, you can't fucking come in here to teams that have just won the Super Bowl and go, hey, when's the last time the Eagles played Dak? Who won? They don't give a shit about that. They're talking about victory parades. You're talking about a one-off game that no one gives a shit about. There's your smile. You got me defending him now. Get the fuck out of here with that.
My last comment on the day is once again, a heartfelt apology to the great Aunt Betty. My sincerest apologies. She is now been given the ultimate JAKIB shield, which earns you the right to never get shit talked, regardless of what comments are put in the chat.
Wow.
Sorry, Aunt Betty. I apologize.
Hey, wow, Aunt Betty, you're giving Zander doesn't give that out the shield.
But I do have to say this. I will not. If you are a dickhead, I will still have to call you one on the show.
Bet I have to agree because I'll call him a dickhead too. So this ain't like Johnny Mack who go get pissed off.
Just praying I have a worse season because last year I was
I'm not praying. You're out of your tree, dude. You're out of your tree. Go. I'm not praying. Hey, you better go do the lawn work and you better go rake your future father-in-law's front yard. Hey, you better go do that, bro.
Hey, you know what I'm doing? I'm dropping the top in the Corvette and going and banging some gears, baby. How's that sound?
That sounds fantastic, man.
Everybody go subscribe.
Hey,
ZK's Garage. That's my auto channel. Check it out.
Hey, and by the way, my first car was a Vet.
I know. I remember the picture. I think
you had a C4. Bro, take the T's off. You're ready to roll.
Target's out. Yes, sir.
Rolling. Hey, did you have the T's off when you rolled up to New York to see your boy?
My brother?
Your brother?
Yeah, he got one too. He got a black one. So the Krause brothers are rolling and dueling Corvettes. All right.
How about this, guys?
That's pretty badass, isn't it, Sills?
Yeah, it is. Before these guys before this guy gets married.
You better watch what you say right now, all right? I got company around here, Sileo.
Hey, congratulations to you, Zander, and I will see you on tomorrow's edition of Birds 365. Tomorrow we're 6 days, right?
We're 6 days from them reporting, and then we're 7 days from them being on the field. So we're getting after it, man.
You got it. All right, Big Z. Thank you, brother.
All right. Thank you, man. Look at Jay. Dude. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. All right, still see it.
You got it. That is Zander Krause. Make sure you guys end up hitting that like button. We appreciate him coming aboard. By the way, bottom of the hour is Battle Royale. Okay? Battle Royale. I was actually in that Corvette. Battle Royale between Philly 500 and Mark Holmes. Battle Royale's coming. And get this, me and Philly went back and forth yesterday on that topic. Let me bring this up. I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask you guys the question. I just asked Zander it. And I'm going to ask you guys the question. Will Zach Bond be a great linebacker in the NFL? Yes or no? Will he be a great linebacker? He's not right now. He had one great year. That don't make you a great player. Because I'll ask you this. Was Carson Wentz a great player? In 2017, was Carson Wentz a great player? Finished second in the MVP voting, right? Was he a great player? Was Carson Wentz a great football player? Okay, what happened to him? He was, here's the thing. He was great in 17. I know. So to further notice, I call Mark Combs the plane guy from Fantasy Island. Started out that way. Okay? No, he was just second in the most valuable player voting. And if he's healthy, he wins the award.